What's today's date?
The date,
Today's
date.
date,
Jan
December
31st, New Year's
Today
Eve.
is December the 31st.
1990.
Okay.
Right?
Today's date is December of 1991. The time,
1990.
90.
Yeah, December
New Year's
31st,
Eve,
1990.
Yeah, that's fine.
yeah,
Yeah, no big deal.
the time is 9:35. My name is Sam Fried with my cousin of Easy Lena. And we're going to tell the story from the start of 1939 of September the 1st in Poland of the city of Mezrich, which the German army occupied the city of Mezrich in Poland. They started with bombarding the city day and night. The next day, they turned around the tanks and all the army of the SS and they rounded around the city.
How old were you, sir? How old were you then?
15.
You were 15 years old?
Say it, say it. I was 15 years old.
And I was 15 years old at the time,
The eldest to give it.
and my cousin Izzy Loina was in the age of 25.
28.
25.
Did you, and how, and your family, how big a family did you have?
My family counted of 3 sisters and father and mother and myself, which my cousin had a family of father and mother and 3 brothers and a sister. In that time, the German army closed up the city and they made a ghetto. Started with a ghetto. In the ghetto, in that time, we couldn't get out, only to remain in that particular area.
What did they do? What did they block it off?
They blocked it off with fences. We couldn't get out.
And armed guards?
Armed guards, the SS was the armed guards in the ghetto.
Did you have a curfew?
Curfew at 7 o'clock. Two SS in that ghetto was like the guardians, which one of the name of Heine and Dietrich
In Bauer.
and Bauer. That was the commandant of the ghetto. And every day they took out about a few hundred people, young people especially, to do certain kinds of labor for them, to clean their barracks, clean the streets, the highways, and that was going on day by day. So now, now the young people, of course, was able to work, so it was not a big problem. But when they took the older people and they couldn't do the job what they liked to be done, they used to beat them up. And we had a problem with those old people. And that was going on for 1940, 1941, and 42. 42, they started up yeah, Vishyadlaya is in 42, in 43 actually, they 43. No, in 43 they started. 43. They used to take out transport people to Treblinka. 10,000 Jews at the time. They used to bring in even Jewish people from other cities to that city of Mezrich. And from the Mezrich, they used to transport them to Treblinka. 10,000 at a time every 3 months of 1943. Some people, they used to escape from the trains. Some of them, they used to get killed, and some of them, which they escaped directly from Treblinka. It's a matter of fact, to my knowledge, that two brothers, their names should be honored. They escaped from the Treblinka concentration camp, from actually that death camp, which they came back to the ghetto of Mezrich, and they told the story what going on in Treblinka, what they doing to those Jewish people. What they explained that what they're doing to them, that they're letting them in a washroom with sinks all over the place. And they tell them to get undressed, that they're going to have a shower and get new clothes, and they're going to be sent to a working camp, which it turned around when they went in to that washroom. There was a gas chamber, and they killed 10,000 Jewish people in one shot. The two brothers came out of that Treblinka camp. Is when they went into that washroom, they had to be unclosed. So they picked 50 Jews, men. They should take care of the clothes from the victims. And they used to make bundles of that clothes from the victims. And they used to that pack it in to the train wagons. By coincidence, these two brother Chenkis, they went into that particular wagon and they hiding between those clothes. And that's how they came out from that death camp of Treblinka. And they came back to that ghetto of Mezrich, and they told the story back to approximately of 20,000 Jews, what the German SS is doing to our Jewish people in Treblinka.
Hi, I'm just going to ask my father a couple of personal questions about his family, my mother's family, and then we're going to continue with the rest of the story. First of all, I'm going to show my father's number here. It's 128-129, and his cousin Sam has the next number.
128-001.
001. So they were in the concentration together. Okay. Gib mal deine älteren Nummern. Dein Bruder, Nummern.
Mein Mom hat nicht gelebt.
Okay, his mother was not alive when this happened. His father's name?
Matis.
Matis.
Mein Bruders Name ist Chaim Moshe. That's all.
That's it. Okay.
How old was Carl when his mother died?
His Schwester.
Schwester hat nicht gelebt.
Ja.
Schwester gestorben früher. Nach dem Krieg. Nach dem
His sister died before the war. She had a childbirth. Okay.
Yeah.
What was sie gewesen, ihr Nummern?
Bele.
How old was Carl when his mother died?
Wie alt bist du gewesen, wenn die Mama gestorben? Deine Mama.
Ich bin alt gewesen, 19 Jahre.
His mother was 19 years old. But he was 19 years old when his mother died. Okay. And the mom is
Wie viele
Mama
Mama
got
wie viele Mama
Schwester.
sagt? Die Mama?
Yeah.
No. Die Mama ist alt gewesen, 48 Jahre. 48 years.
His mother was 48 when she died.
Okay. Yeah, the mama's Familie. In the mama, yeah, the mama, Hannah.
Die Mille, mit der Mama, der Mama ist
Yeah,
Familie.
Yeah. Said, yeah.
Ne, sind nach weg in Mama hat 3 Schwestern. Eine hat geheißen Terrorist, das auch. In der andere hat geheißen Teure. In der dritte gedenke ich nicht.
For all I
Yeah.
know, was in Israel.
Ihr will da sagen etwas anderes.
Okay, he wants to tell his story.
In Toidi, ich hab gehabt eine Frau, eine Weib. Ich hab Kassen gehabt im 39. Jahr. Aber gehabt, im 41. Jahr gehabt eine Weib mit einem Kind.
Okay, he was married in 1939 to his first wife, and in 1943 they had a child. 1941 they had a child,
Yeah,
a boy.
a boy.
The boy's name was
Xiang.
Sharon.
Xiang, der Deutsche ist gewesen, der Nummer Xiang.
Xian. Okay.
In 42. Jahr gewesen habe ich Schädlinge.
An uprising.
In July.
July.
An uprising.
There was an uprising in July of 1942.
In 1942.
She went to Treblinka.
Sie genommen das Weib mit dem Kind Treblinka. mit meinen Taten in meine zwei Brüder hatten geschossen. Keiner noch mal hat ihn geschossen, immer es riecht.
1942. In 1942, his parent, there was an uprising, his parents and his two brothers, right,
Which the two brothers, Chaim and Moshe, went to Treblinka.
No, nicht.
Treblinka, is that it?
Heim mit Moshe hat ihn geschossen. Heim mit ihn geschossen, zwei im Herzen.
Oh, they were shot from the SS.
Heim mit ihn geschossen, das will er.
The two brothers were shot in Mesrich in 1942 in July in Mesrich in the ghetto.
Why? Why?
For no reason at all. For no reason at all. That's they wanted that way.
Ist er weggegangen in Treblinka mit dem Kind, immer zu vergasen.
She
Okay.
went there, she was gay.
she was taken to Treblinka with their son, and they were put into a gas chamber, and they were killed in the gas chamber. That was his first wife and his first child, son.
And your mother? Your mother.
My mother, he met.
Your mother was also married?
Mama toch got a man.
Ja, in der Mann, ihr Mann, der Mama hat einen Mann.
Yeah.
Ihr Mann hat ihn gehabt, ihm hat er weggeschickt, der Mann ist geblieben arbeiten. Und sie ist er weggegangen in der Lagerei, in der Concentration Camp. In the meantime haben die SS geschossen, den Mann in der Frisch. Und sie ist er gekommen, nur dem Aufrufen.
Okay. Yeah, my mother was married, and her husband was taken to a concentration camp, and he was killed, and she was sent to the ghetto, and that's where they met.
And she was also in a concentration
She was also in a concentration camp.
Did she have any kids?
Sie got the Kinder?
Kind, sie ist er weg in Concentration Camp mit der Engel von 4 Jahren. Mit Frau jetzt.
Okay, my mother also had a 4-year-old child, and he was killed. He was killed. They killed a child in the concentration camp.
All right, this is the
yeah,
letter.
Yeah, why don't you? Seriously? Zoom in on that?
It's very, through the years, it gets blood, a little. It's not so, yeah. You got it?
Yeah, I got
noch mehr.
Can I see yours?
Yeah, well,
128.
it's what they say.
128, 129 is my father's.
Yeah,
I was online after him, and he has 129,001.
one, yeah. There was about 10 people, 20 people behind me.
Okay.
Jetzt will ich umfangen. In Ghetto, wir müssen mit der Beschädigung zu Majdanek. Now, I'll start with the transportation. In May 2nd,
No, in the May.
May 2nd of 1943.
3, yeah.
The German SS surrounded the ghetto of Mesrich, and it should be a transportation of 10,000 Jews from the ghetto to Majdanek concentration camp. They round us up in the center of the city of Mesrich, and they transport us to Majdanek concentration camp May the 2nd of 1943. As we came in to Majdanek, there was a left and right selection. The older ones, they went left, the younger ones went right. It just happened, my cousin, Easy Lena, we were all none together in Majdanek, and we were in that time of the younger ones. And we were there in Majdanek concentration camp for approximately 4 months. After 4 months in Majdanek, they shipped us out to Auschwitz. In Auschwitz, we were under quarantine about approximately 2 weeks. And they shipped us out from Auschwitz concentration camp to Buna concentration camp. In Buna concentration camp, we were together working in the EJ industry for 18 months. Hard labor. No extra particular food, and not even good clothes. And that was going on for approximately 18 months in Buna concentration camp. In 1945 of January 18, we were shipped out from Auschwitz, from Buna, Auschwitz, to Gleiwitz. In that particular night was a very slushy snow, and we walked from Buna to Gleiwitz 60 miles by foot. We walked all night. We started up walking out from Buna for that march to Gleiwitz. Was 4 p.m. in the afternoon. In a snowy day, slushy, and we had to walk at a distance from Buna concentration camp to Gleiwitz, 60 miles. So we walked all night from 4 o'clock in the afternoon till 5 o'clock in the morning. By 5 o'clock in the morning, we reached Gleiwitz, and we all were exhausted. We were laying on the snow, on the field, in that concentration camp of Gleiwitz for all day without food. In middle of the night, they split it up. The people would walk the whole night, and they set them up on cattle trains. One transport about approximately midnight, left for Buchenwald, and in the morning, the next transport for the rest was transported to Bergen-Belsen, to Dora, change that. Steady, it's not yet Belsen, to Dora concentration camp. You got it? My cousin, Izzy Leiner, as I said before, we were all none together. He winded up to be in that first transport to Buchenwald, which that was in the middle of the night, which I didn't know what was going on there, and they shipped him out to Buchenwald. In the morning of the next day, I noticed that he was going to Buchenwald. And myself, I was shipped to Dora concentration camp. In Dora, as the train stopped, we thought, because the train stopped in a wooded area, no roads, no houses, but a wooded area, that scared us very much in that particular time. So we thought that they're going to kill us out, they're going to shoot us out, because it's on the field. And as the time went by, they put us in fifths, and we started walking forward, approximately 5,000 people. And as the time went by, we noticed mountains, and on top of the mountains, we noticed there's barracks, so it must be a concentration camp. And as we approached closer, we noticed that this is really a concentration camp of Dora concentration camp. They put us into work which they used to manufacture 4-1 and 4-2 missiles, German missiles. So we worked there in that factory of missiles from January 1945 to April 1st. April 1st, we didn't go out anymore to that particular factory. We should remain in the concentration camp. We didn't know what happened actually. So, in the afternoon of that day, there are trains, cattle trains ready for us, and they set us up on the cattle trains to ship us out from Dora concentration camp. So that shipment went on all over Germany, from one place to the other, day and night, for 8 days and 8 nights. till we winded up in Bergen-Belsen of April the 5th. Bergen-Belsen accepted us, and we came into that camp of Bergen-Belsen of April 45. And that same night, there was a lot of SS which they left to the front, and we took their places. The Obersturmführer, the SS, came out and had a speech for us that we shouldn't touch any water, any food, because the SS terminated, poisoned the water and the food. He did it because he wanted to save his life, approximately. So we didn't eat and drink from April 5th till April 15, till the English army came to save our lives.